Hello my friends and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 random run, where we take a random character, random weapon, and try to beat Danger 5 with it. Hope you're all doing well. Let's see what the game has for me today. We've got the Crazy, which we've done already, and the Generalist, did that too, and the One-Armed, which I've already done as well. So, the Buccaneer. Buccaneer is one of the characters that I think we could definitely lose with. There's a lot of weapons for the Buccaneer that are quite weak, so let's roll and see what we get here, and then we'll try to plan our strategy around that. We've got the Cacti Club. I'm not thrilled with that. Cacti Club is a very slow attacking weapon by default, so it's pretty hard to get the Buccaneer's attack speed reset off of Cacti Club, and especially when 3 enemies drop 0 materials like that. On the other hand, the Thorns, if they do hit a bunch of enemies, will leave materials across the map for us to go pick up, so that can be pretty good. We made 58 off the first wave, which is more than most characters make, so we did end up getting slightly more than 50% of our enemies to drop materials, in order to make 2 more than the sort of top end for what most characters would get. Let's reroll here. I'm gonna buy any harvesting that I see and reroll again. I missed twice, so I will just pick up 5 luck. With the Buccaneer, we just want to basically just build standard stats and then run around making sure that we constantly keep the chain of killing enemies and resetting our attacks going. So very important to make sure that our weapons kill enemies in 1 hit and that we're always increasing the power of our attacks to make up for that. That's why I'm not thrilled with Cacti Club, because this is a fairly weak weapon in terms of the amount of damage it does. It does give you a bunch of defensive stats, which is pretty nice, and we can use lifesteal with it to heal. So we do have some value off the Cacti Club, but it's definitely not my favorite weapon for the Buccaneer. You usually don't want to rely on lifesteal with this character, so the Cacti Club's main advantage, that it's a melee weapon that can use lifesteal pretty effectively, is somewhat negated on this character. Not entirely, but a little bit. Here I'm going to roll again. We'll take 5 harvesting, and then we will roll 1 more time and grab 5 more harvesting. Pick up a Cacti Club and roll. I'm going to try to lock another one. The primitive and heavy weapon tags are obviously very good tags, so we want to get those online as soon as we can. Ideally, you don't let your weapons, ideally you only let 1 weapon swing at each enemy. Which can be difficult with melee weapons. It's a little easier to manage with ranged weapons, which is why I think that this character is a little easier with range. Because then you'll have a weapon attack ready to give yourself material pickup when you walk into the next enemy. And the goal, it's very similar to a combo attacking character in like a fighting game. The goal is to keep your chain going, so really important to make sure that you are constantly resetting your attacks. Roll here and we'll lock this. Getting auto attack resets with like animation cancels is really important. If you've watched my League of Legends videos from 15 years ago on this channel, then that's something I talk about a lot in those. So this is kind of a callback to that, the auto attack reset. I don't know if that's still an important mechanic in League of Legends, because I haven't played or followed it in a decade, but at the time it certainly was. So you can see there, because we didn't get an attack reset, we really struggled to kill that curse alien. We're definitely only going to get 1. I wouldn't mind buying a little attack speed for our weapons sort of at base here. I'm going to take just 2 more armor, though. And then let's reroll, and I'll take 3 regeneration. Getting our regen going early as well is going to be really nice. Take a Cacti Club. I'm going to roll past all of these. I think they're kind of marginal for us. We'll take the Metal Detector. So Metal Detector does double it from 2 to 4. So normally with the Buccaneer, you get material is worth double, so it goes to 4. Metal Detector it goes from 1 to 2. Metal Detector does double that to 4, so is still purchasable on this character. You might wonder if it might have only given you up to 3 materials, in which case it would be a lot worse. Gonna lock both of these items and then reroll. I'm looking for a Cacti Club, but I'll very happily take a Fish Hook. If we get cursed Cacti Clubs, I actually don't remember if that increases the damage scaling of the ranged attack as well as the base attack, a cursed Cacti Club. If it does, then it can make your ranged attacks pretty good. So hopefully we'll get a chance to find out. Do some science. I would love more damage, because right now I'm not killing anything, so my attacks are resetting really slowly. That's going to cost us a lot of money. Because we have a solid 3 seconds of downtime after attacking if we don't get the attack reset. Now, Cacti Club normally is a very slow weapon, so the Buccaneer is nice with it because we reset the attack speed of a very slow weapon, so we get more damage out of it. But you can see how often we just don't have an attack speed reset and end up losing out because of that. I guess I'll just keep buying armor. When we have this much early armor, I'm pretty happy to just keep buying it. And then we'll take both of these and reroll. Ugly Tooth, even cursed, I don't think I care that much about, but I'll lock the propeller hat. I'll lock glasses as well. If I get the glasses cursed, I think it's not bad for the Buccaneer because it can help me get the attack resets. We've killed like 6 enemies with 0 material drops. The Buccaneer's reduction in enemy material drops makes it sound like only half of enemies drop materials, but it's actually less than that because enemies have a base chance of not dropping materials as well. So that gets stacked with the Buccaneer's material drop penalty. So you will often run into a situation where several enemies in a row don't drop anything, and then you can get in a lot of trouble. With Cacti Club, you pretty much want to ignore the ranged weapon component of Cacti Club. You just build it as though it's a normal melee weapon, so that's what we're going to be doing. We'll take the move speed here, take the Corrupted Shard. Unfortunately, nothing got cursed, so we'll just take Propeller Hat and then roll. I guess I'll buy another metal detector, and then I'll roll again, and we'll take a Broken Mouth. I'm going to pass on Alien Worm. I think this character will benefit too much from Consumable Heal to spend on the Alien Worm. Oh, I thought I had picked up another attack reset there, but I didn't. I should have gone after that material on the ground first. Again, killed 3 enemies. No drops, but now we got some. I really need to find some melee damage. I haven't really been offered efficient ways to buy it, or I've just passed on it without noticing, which is certainly always possible. There's a material in here. Got that. Getting these material pickups. Unfortunately, if I don't get some extra material drops, we'll never kill this loot alien, and it's getting healed. I did get it in the end. Brought me down to 1 HP, but I think it was worth the risk. You just can't afford not to make money, and we do have a lot of armor. I'll take Sunken Bell here. This is a way that if that starts happening, we start taking a lot of damage. The Sunken Bell could keep us alive. I don't really need to buy attack speed. So I'm going to re-roll this and see if we can get something better. I'll roll again. More move speed. I guess I'll take the move speed. I'm not thrilled with that. The Cursed Spyglass, that's a lot of extra re-roll price reduction. So we'll take that because it's cursed. We'll buy the little muscly dude. We'll boost our HP up to 49. Unfortunately, even with the Spyglass, still can't re-roll the... we just didn't have enough money to re-roll, but that's okay. I really prefer a weapon with this character that has a faster base attack speed so that it resets itself more frequently. And then you can not buy attack speed and still attack pretty often. And then, of course, once there's enough enemies on the field that you start getting consistent material drops from them, the Buccaneer is very strong. But getting to that point can be quite difficult. So I don't love this weapon for us. Even a couple points of lifesteal would be worth a lot. Okay, nice. Sunken Bell did get us a decent amount of extra money that wave because we just got a burst of enemies killed. I'll take the Little Frog. Increased pickup radius is good because we're reliant on consumable healing to some extent, and the harvesting obviously is great. And then here, I could buy 15 attack speed. I could take 4 regen. I'm just going to take the regen. And then I will take 12% more damage. Adrenaline. This is a reason to go into dodge, because adrenaline's a lot of healing. So I think I will buy the adrenaline. We'll take the metal detector. We'll take the metal plate. Lock adrenaline. And now I'm going to prioritize building dodge. Also, I haven't found any more cacti clubs. Again, unless I've just been passing them. Little frog. I think I'm going to pass, but I'll re-roll here and just keep the adrenaline. If we don't end up with enough dodge to make adrenaline good, that's fine too. But it's so much healing and such a strong item if it works. On a character that really needs healing, that I think the adrenaline is going to be very much worth speculating on. I've got to find some melee damage, too. 1 mastery or something would go such a long way for this character. That 1 slasher has lived through 1,000 attacks. It's just not dying. All right, we finally got it. Killing that curse alien, then we're going to wade back across here, get that attack reset. If I get enough lifesteal, then we'll be able to do that with relative safety as well, because we'll be just lifestealing off of all the thorns that we're shooting out. So that's why we want some more healing on this character. I guess we'll take the wheelbarrow. It's a lot of economy. Plastic explosive, we have no explosion, so we're going to recycle it. And then let me just pick up the 15 luck here. I'll re-roll this, and I really want more armor, but I just have to take melee damage. All right, there's a mastery. We got the Lost Duck. We didn't get the Adrenaline Cursed. I could potentially keep it locked and try to curse it, because that would be a lot of dodge and a higher chance to heal. I'll take the Saltwater for sure. I think it's not worth trying to curse the Adrenaline. It just wastes a shop slot for so long. I have no positive crit chance currently, so I'm not going to bother with Tentacle or Claw Tree. I already have 1 speculative healing item that requires another stat, so we'll roll past that. Losing a consumable heal for the Alien Worm is still painful, but I'm going to do it now. I am going to pass on Dangerous Bunny. We have the Cursed Spyglass, so Dangerous Bunny just won't pay off as well. The Cursed Mushroom is excellent here, and still no lifesteal. I don't really need the max HP from the Weird Ghost, so I think I'll pass on that. I'll buy Cyberball, though, because that could help us actually clear enemies. When you can get enough luck-based damage on this character with Cyberballs and maybe Elephants, you can turn into sort of a discount lucky, where you're killing stuff with those effects and then resetting your attacks to then reset those effects more. So that can be a really powerful way to play the Buccaneer. Genuinely not sure if I've passed a bunch of important items, like leveled up cacti clubs or whatever, or if we just haven't seen any. Playing this run somewhat later at night, too. There we go, getting the attack reset. Kill this Curse Alien if I can. As long as there's enough enemies on the field, if I could get increased enemy spawns, that would also be huge. That's a very important stat for this character, which we haven't gotten any of. Increased enemy spawns are really good for you, obviously, because it just means more enemies you can chain your attacks through. We did make very good money that wave, so I'm pretty happy with where we're at currently. We'll recycle Boiling Water, no use for that. Lifesteal, like I talked about, really good, and I want more move speed as well. I'm going to pass on the harvesting here. I think we actually just need more damage and defensive stats, and we'll take some regeneration. Buying all the cursed items, and then rolling here. Cape, well, that's 20 dodge. It does decrease my melee damage, but the 20 dodge is just too good to pass when we've got an adrenaline already, and the 5 lifesteal gives us a ton of healing. Buy defective steroids, and then I'm going to pass on Little Frog. I'm just going to roll for more important items. I'll lock this. I don't need the alien tongue when it's not cursed, so let's roll. I'll lock a goldfish. Cursed goldfish is kind of interesting, so I could pick that up. We'll buy the goat skull and lock the cacti club. I almost rolled past that one. I think I'm just cacti club blind because this weapon is just not very good. So probably have rolled past like 8 of them. If we get it cursed with our fishhook, that would be really nice. So now you can see that now that we have some lifesteal, every time we attack, we gain a lot of HP back. So I can just run into these groups of enemies a lot more safely. The way that lifesteal works with Cacti Club is that you can still only get 1 life per swing, but you're very likely to get it because each thorn has an independent chance of proccing it. I'll take the cake here. We'll take more luck, of course, and then I've actually got good movement speed. This is our level 15 level up, so I think I'm going to roll looking for regen, armor, or dodge. And I'll take armor over those. I could have taken the melee damage as well, but I think just defensive stats is better. Cursed Clover, that's amazing. Very happy to pick that up. I'm going to speculate on the goldfish here and see if we get something cool. We will then buy the Cacti Club and then roll. And nice, we did get some cool stuff. Unfortunately, I don't have the money to swap to 100 engineering with the axolotl. That would be really sweet, but we can't do it. So let's buy the cursed item, and then we will max out our Cacti Clubs. Unfortunately, nothing here I can lock, because you're not allowed to lock axolotl, and we'll go to the next wave. Horde wave should be very good for us. We'll be getting constant resets, I say, and then immediately stop getting them. But we should be getting constant resets, and so constantly attacking. And now that we've got some decent lifesteal, we should be able to make very good money by just wading into all of these enemies and killing them. Making sure to break that blobfish. I actually could maybe boost my ranged damage a bit. Our ranged damage effects are not killing a lot of stuff, but they are doing a decent amount of damage. So if I increase them, which I usually don't recommend doing with Cacti Club, but maybe we could get some value out of them in this run. Not as much money that wave as I was expecting, unfortunately. I'm going to recycle the cog. We don't have any engineering, but we'll take 12% damage. And bait I will pick up. We don't care about more enemies on the field, but I won't take the weird ghost. I'm going to roll here. I will buy the tractor. This is a lot of harvesting pretty early. We'll upgrade our Cacti Club, buy the tree, buy the mushroom, and roll. I'm going to lock, I think, this entire shop. If I get it all cursed, I'm pretty happy to buy all of it. So we're just going to let our fishhook see if it can do its thing. Currently no pity bonus on the fishhook, but maybe soon. As long as I get enough resets to kill these lampreys, we'll be fine here. And then we can just heal back up. The adrenaline going very well also, especially if I can get a little bit more dodge, then the adrenaline will be a really important component of our healing. One item that's especially good for the Buccaneer is the Starfish, because it increases the chances that enemies drop materials. When every material is doubled, the Starfish has double value, and also it means you're going to get more attack resets. So Starfish is just incredible for the Buccaneer. Haven't found it yet, but would love to, obviously. Got that Curse Alien kill. I wasn't able to kill the spawner because it got the buff. I'm just going to recycle the coral. I hate tap moving, so although it would be pretty nice for this character, I'm just going to not subject myself to that. We'll take the % damage here. Only one item got cursed, but Ritual is a pretty good one to get cursed, and I will just buy the Lantern and the Cacti Club. Lock this one, we'll buy this, buy the Propeller Hat, lock the Mushroom, and roll again to see if I can lock something else for my fishhook. Unfortunately, missed on other good items, but we'll go to the next wave. This character is always going to take a bunch of hits every wave, so we don't want to buy stuff like Triangle of Power or Crystal on this character, because it's just very hard to make use of those. Enemies have too much health right now as well, so I need to find some more melee damage. Again, we've found very little melee damage this run, so our weapons are hitting pretty limply at this point. Definitely need to boost that if we can. Really high knockback on my thorns now. So we're pushing enemies away from us. That's also costing me. Maybe I should have thought twice about the lantern for that reason, because the thorns are pushing enemies away but not doing damage. So that's actually costing me kills and making it harder for me to get attack resets as well, because all the enemies are getting pushed away. So maybe the lantern was bad. I'm going to reroll here. I don't think we care that much about crit chance, but base melee damage, very important, so we'll grab that. A cursed Cacti Club, finally, and this does increase the damage scaling off of ranged damage, so now we could maybe benefit from some ranged damage, though I've reduced my ranged damage by 5, so I just don't think we're going to. I'm passing on the beanie there. 24 speed is plenty. We will keep upgrading our clubs. Roll again. Think that the Broken Mouth, I don't think I need it, so I'm just going to buy the tree and then reroll and see if we can lock stuff for our fishhook. Sad that the silver bullet isn't showing up before the elite fight, but I'll still lock it, and I'll lock improved tools, because if it gets cursed, we'll still buy it, just because it'll be a decent amount of attack speed at that point. Alright, I definitely can't fight this elite. This elite's really dangerous to fight with melee characters. I think this is the most dangerous elite in Abyssal Terrors by an enormous margin. It's just really hard to dodge its attacks. I actually think that this guy needs a nerf, or the others need a buff, because the difference between rolling this one and rolling the others is so huge. We've got a lot of tanking ability, so we can just tank through it, but a lot of characters just can't, and they're just going to keep taking hits. I love punting all the enemies around the field. That's really funny. The knockback is not good, but it is hilarious. So, and maybe we'll get a coil or something. Knot is pretty interesting for this character. Our weapons are really good right now, but I'm just going to recycle it because I hate that item. We'll take additional lifesteal. We'll take more melee damage here, just to make sure my damage is continuing to increase. No luck with our fish hook, so I won't buy improved tools. Let's roll past the wheelbarrow as well. Rip and Tear is an interesting way to kill enemies for this character also, so I'll pick that up. And then let's roll here. First Candle, I'm still going to pass on. I'll roll again. And the later Cursed Spyglass we don't need. Strange Book doesn't do anything. Let's roll one more time. Really not getting a lot of value here, but I'll lock the Spicy Sauce. A Cursed Spicy Sauce could be a decent amount of damage. And Pocket Factory. I think I'm just going to reroll again for 23. We'll lock the Cauldron here and go to the next wave. I just wanted to lock items for our fishhook, but we just didn't find any good ones. So now I'm just taking a lot of damage because my attack resets are very slow, because our damage output is low and we're pushing enemies away. This is one of the cases where knockback is really a pretty big downside for a character, because it's stopping us from killing enemies and thus slowing our clear speed. Which is part of why I often advise avoiding knockback, is there's a lot of cases where it hurts you more than it helps, and it rarely helps very much. So given that it has marginal upside and real downsides, at least occasionally, I think you usually shouldn't worry about buying it. At least we have good harvesting, so we're still making good money. Cursed Spicy Sauce, that could be some clear speed. We'll take the additional dodge as well. Cauldron is good. Let's reroll here. I don't think I need more metal detectors at this point, so I'm going to roll past that, but not before upgrading my Cacti Club. And I'll lock the Blindfold, lock the Ritual, roll again, and lock another Cacti Club to see if we can get another cursed one. I want everyone to post in the comments how many Cacti Clubs I've passed so far. I expect it's like at least 3. So I think we can actually kill this elite. Our defensive stats are really good, and we get a lot of attack resets when we're next to, when we have enough enemies next to it. So we should be able to just tank its attacks and then get our attack resets to constantly DPS it down. Buccaneer is generally very good at killing elites. This weapon makes it a little harder, but in this case, we were still able to do it. And that's part of why Blunderbuss, I think, is such a good weapon. You usually just want to mix in 1 to a ranged weapon build, but when you do, it gives you so much additional damage against elites because your other weapons kill other stuff, and your Blunderbuss just gets constant attack resets to DPS down the elite. So really good weapon if you're struggling to kill elites with a build. When it shows up for free, I guess I'll take the Alien Worm. Giant Belt, this is a way we could maybe kill elites a little faster. We don't have any crit chance right now, but I think spending 74 on that is worth the speculation. No fishhook value again. We're up to 15%. Okay, I thought we had missed last wave as well, but I guess we got 1. Here I'll buy the Insanity. Works, of course, with our Giant Belt. And then I'm going to lock the Handcuffs. I will buy that even if it doesn't get cursed, even for just the 8 melee damage, but it also boosts our range damage, so it'll help our Cacti Clubs. Let's keep upgrading our clubs. Lock the Butterfly, lock the Garden, because again, I'll buy that if it gets cursed, and I'll roll 1 more time just for fun. Really want to move into where there's like large groups of enemies so that you get the attack resets right away. If you chase down 1 lone enemy and then it doesn't drop a material, which of course there's a good chance it doesn't, then you can really get yourself in trouble by having to wait a long time for more attacks. I will say that the defensive stats that the Cacti Club gives us have been pretty good. I wasn't expecting this, or I wasn't expecting this to be a super difficult run, but I wasn't expecting it to be a very strong run either. And the Cacti Club has actually made it like fairly straightforward because we were able to buy the lifesteal. We get the primitive weapon tag for bonus HP. So even though our offense is pretty weak on this character with the slow attacking, relatively low damage weapon, the fact that we just got so many defensive stats and so much free healing made this run a lot easier. We have very positive move speed, so we're going to recycle Estes Couch. I'll keep taking dodge, and yeah, we'll keep taking more dodge. Cursed Ugly Tooth, and then a bunch of other stuff got cursed, so I'll just buy out this whole shop. We'll reroll. Sharp Bullet. That does increase the damage of our thorns, so maybe I could pick that up. It also reduces my knockback, which I kind of want to do. Let me lock this and see if we can get it cursed, and then I'll lock this as well. Upgrade here. Roll 1 more time, and we'll lock the Alien Worm because a cursed Alien Worm. Oh no, I'm max HP capped. So we'll just leave those 2 locked. Sharp Bullet is one of the items that benefits the absolute most from being cursed because its downside and its upside are related, right? It gives you Pierce but reduces the damage of Pierce. So when Curse increases the upside and decreases the downside, it makes it you basically get double value on an improvement to that item. With most items, the curse reduces a downside that you don't care about, because if you cared about it, you cared about the downside, you probably wouldn't be buying the item in the first place. But Sharp Bullet's one of the ones where its downside and its upside are directly related to one another, so increasing the one and reducing the other both help it fulfill its core function. So it's one of the best items in the game to curse, if you can. I guess I'll take the Baby Gecko. Incendiary Turret, I'm going to pass on. I don't think that'll help me kill the elites faster. We'll take the dodge. Range damage, but at the cost of attack speed. I think that I'm still just going to recycle the scope here. Then I'm going to reroll. We'll take more crit chance for the Giant Belt. I think that will be better than the dodge. 50% dodge, I think, is enough. And our giant belt hits are going to be what matters. I'll just upgrade my Cacti Club here. I'm not going to buy the Sharp Bullet when it's not cursed. Although, actually, it could still just crit the enemy for the Giant's Belt. Yeah, maybe it's worth buying anyways. Just because if I hit something else, then the Thorns can hit both bosses, for example, and maybe critically hit them. I'm going to roll past the Black Belt. 3 melee damage just doesn't seem that important. And we got a Cursed Octopus. This will definitely help keep me alive, although it does cost me crit chance, which will make killing the bosses slower. Cursed Octopus is just too good. We'll take the Hedgehog as well, and then roll just to see what we could have gotten. Ooh, another Cursed Spyglass. You can see Cursed Spyglass, even cursed, was not that much additional money. Which is why I will usually pass this item when it's not cursed, but it still paid for itself. And nothing else here that we would have cared that much about, so let's go to the boss wave and see if we can defeat them. So the Giant's Belt should make this a lot faster, hopefully. One downside, of course, of the boss wave is that there's just fewer enemies on the field in general in the boss wave, which makes it harder to get our attack resets. So fighting the bosses can be a little more challenging for the Buccaneer, because you're reliant on killing enemies for your attack resets. Those dodges were really nice because they healed us back up. Trying to kill the whale boss first if possible, but whichever boss we kill first is fine. And we're kind of just splashing damage everywhere, so we'll just try to DPS them down both evenly. That's the whale boss out, and we can get the snake boss as well, and that's the Buccaneer, and another win chalked up for the win streak. I think that this weapon was fine. I wouldn't go out of my way to run Cacti Club with Buccaneer, but I think it's a totally reasonable run, and you can definitely make it work, as we saw here. The 3 metal detectors early were pretty fun, and all of the early luck that we got actually added up a lot. We got propeller hats. The early fish hook got us a decent number of cursed items, which was nice. The sunken bell did clear 1 wave for us, which is great. 200 materials off Spyglass, but only about 150 that actually mattered. But it only cost us 50, so it more than paid for itself, but pretty slowly. So again, you can see why Spyglass is not an item I value that highly in the non-cursed version. 100 healing from Adrenaline, but a lot of it was really important healing. 244 saved from the coupon, which is pretty good. The Cyberball ended up doing 31,000 damage, so that was actually a lot of our damage came from the Cyberball. Finding this early cape was... cape, not cake. Finding this early cape was awesome. And the Cursed Clover, of course, was excellent as well. All the lifesteal that we were able to pick up worked out very well also, because we got up to 23 lifesteal, and then it was very hard for us to die at that point. Anything else here? The Rip and Tear didn't end up being that important, but 21k damage, 9k on the spicy sauce. So not terrible if not terrible, but not amazing either. Giant Belt was really nice, just helped us kill the boss much faster. Even with a very low crit chance, you can do quite a lot of damage with Giant Belt. You can see it basically gave us like 2 extra weapons that wave. Sort of like we had 8 weapons instead of 6 when we had the Giant Belt. All right, my friends, I hope that you've enjoyed this Buccaneer run. And as always, of course, if you have, feel free to leave a comment and hit that like button. Helps me out with the algorithm, so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.